Oh boy, get ready for this. Imagine, deep inside a military zone in Egypt, a place nobody can enter, there's a mysterious pyramid that locals call the Round Pyramid or even Egypt's Area 51. Have you ever heard of King Cabba before? He was a pharaoh from the 3rd dynasty who ruled ancient Egypt ages ago, but his reign is shrouded in so many question marks. And what's the secret behind this pyramid, which was supposed to be his tomb, but till this day, we haven't found any mummy or treasures inside? Does this mean it's cursed by the pharaohs, preventing its completion? Or is there a whole other secret behind all this mystery? Today, folks, we're diving into a deep journey, one that won't let you close your eyes, to uncover the secrets of the Layer Pyramid, the pyramid that has puzzled scientists and ordinary people alike. We're going to figure out why it remains one of the strangest and most intriguing unsolved mysteries in ancient Egyptian history. Buckle up and let's go. The Layer Pyramid, the story of a vanished king and an unfinished pyramid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our story kicks off in a very distant time, during the days of the 3rd Egyptian dynasty. This period saw the very beginning of the construction of the Great Pyramids. Amidst all that grandeur, a king named Cabba emerges. Yes, really, Cabba. Not Dozer or Khufu, who we all know, but a king you might not have heard much about, and that's part of the enigma. Cabba was a pharaoh in the late 3rd dynasty, right after King Djoser and Sekhemkhet. But get this, his reign is surrounded by so many question marks. Some sources say he ruled for only 6 years, while others suggest he might have ruled for as long as 24 years if he was indeed King Honey. Can you imagine? This leaves historians in a big puzzle, and no one knows exactly when or how long he ruled. And this mystery, folks, isn't just about his reign. It's directly connected to his pyramid, the Layer Pyramid. Picture this. A king starts building a magnificent tomb for himself, and then suddenly the project stops. The pyramid is never finished. And that's exactly what happened with Cabba's pyramid. Scholars suggest that his short reign or early death might be the reason the pyramid wasn't completed. So this pyramid, my friends, isn't just an old building. It's a tangible witness to a king's life that might have ended abruptly, and to a royal ambition that never fully materialized. It's like the pyramid itself is screaming, "My story is incomplete." Zawiyet el-Aryan, the land of forbidden secrets. So where exactly is this mysterious pyramid located? Its location alone is a whole story. The Layer Pyramid is situated in an area called Zawiyet el-Aryan. This area, my dear friends, is in a very strategic spot, nestled between the magnificent Giza Plateau and Saqqara, home to mind-boggling pyramids. So it's right in the thick of the action. But the strange thing is, this area itself is less central and less accessible compared to the famous pyramids. It's like it wanted to be famous, but something prevented it. And to make things even more intriguing, this area, folks, has been a restricted military zone since either 1964 or 1970. What does that mean? It means no one is allowed to enter. No archaeological mission can continue its work there. And that's what has made the information we have about this pyramid so scarce, opening the door wide to all sorts of speculation and rumors. Imagine, an archaeological treasure of this magnitude exists, and we're forbidden from exploring it. This makes the Layer Pyramid far less known than many other pyramids, adding to the aura of mystery surrounding it, and truly earning it the title of Egypt's Area 51. Why is it called the Layer Pyramid, and what's the secret of the Round Pyramid? Does this pyramid just have one name, or many? The truth, folks, is that this pyramid has more than one name, and each name tells a story. Its official name in the world of archaeology is the Layer Pyramid. But why layer? Because, my friend, its construction method relied on layers of materials. They built it layer upon layer. And that's what gave it its distinctive look.
But then, if you ask the locals there, or as we say colloquially, they'll call it the Round Pyramid or the Rubble Mound Pyramid. Why round? Because quite simply, its current state looks like a mound of rubble or a pile of debris. People saw it that way, so they called it the round one. This popular designation shows you just how dilapidated and incomplete the pyramid appears. And of course, some people call it Cabba's pyramid after the king who built it and for whom evidence linking him to it has been found. All these names, folks, show you that this pyramid isn't just any old pyramid, it's a story a story with details about its construction method, its current state, and the ongoing debate about who exactly built it. It doesn't have a single identity like Djoser's Pyramid or Khufu's Pyramid, and that's something that makes it even more mysterious and exciting. An incomplete design, but it reveals secrets. Now let's talk a bit about the design of this layer pyramid. Even though it's incomplete, it's a treasure because of that. The pyramid was originally intended to be a step pyramid, meaning it would have had 5 to 7 steps. Its base was square, with each side measuring about 84 meters. So it's slightly smaller than Djoser's and Sekhemkhet's pyramids, and it was supposed to reach a height of about 42 to 45 meters. But folks, what's left of it now are just 2 steps, and it's only about 16 or 17 meters tall. It's like everything just stopped for it suddenly. But here's the beauty of it all. Its current state, even though it's ruined, is a golden opportunity for Egyptologists. Why? Because completed pyramids hide their secrets inside, but this layer pyramid reveals everything. You can see the layers of mud brick and rough stone they used to build it, and that allows researchers to uncover the secrets of early pyramid construction in history. So this pyramid is like it's opening its heart to us, showing us how the ancient Egyptians built in their early days, information that's usually hidden in the large, completed pyramids. It's almost like the pyramid is sacrificing itself to show us what no one else has seen. So what was this pyramid made of? Its core, folks, is a pyramidal mound measuring 11 square meters made of rough stone blocks, not the best quality, brought from the rocks surrounding the area. And around this core, there's a layer about 2.6 meters thick of the same type of material. The main material they used for the upper structure was mud brick. They arranged these bricks in layers, binding them with mud mortar and placing them in a semi-vertical fashion with an inward slope of about 68 degrees. Each mud brick layer was 2.6 meters thick. The strange thing is, there's no outer casing of limestone, and that means the project was abandoned before it was finished. They also found mud brick blocks under the pyramid, and scholars say these are remnants of a ramp they used during construction, not part of the pyramid itself. So these techniques, especially the use of mud brick and the rough core, show you that they were in an experimental and very important phase in the ancient Egyptians' architectural learning curve. This layer pyramid, folks, is like a step in the middle between the old tombs, which were just mastabas, and the true pyramids we saw later. It shows you how their understanding of structural stability and material use was evolving, and its incomplete state gives us a direct view of these techniques, revealing the internal structure that's usually hidden beneath the casing. It's almost like the pyramid is sacrificing itself to show us what no one else has seen. So, what's underground? The entrance to the underground chambers is on the east side, and there's a very steep staircase leading to a passage that goes westward. This passage then turns south until it reaches a vertical shaft, and the lower passage leads to another staircase which ends in the burial chamber.
And this burial chamber is described as roughly square and empty. That means there's no trace of a sarcophagus. And this strongly indicates that the pyramid was never used for its intended purpose, meaning no burial took place. This confirms that the project was abandoned, possibly due to the pharaoh's early death. From the northern side of the vertical shaft, there's a system of passages arranged like a U-shape, resembling a comb, with 32 storage chambers. And these chambers, folks, were also found empty and devoid of treasures. So this underground structure is unique. It has a surrounding trench and a network of underground chambers. And the incomplete burial chamber, accessed by an inclined passage, indicates that the project was abruptly halted. The repeated emphasis on the burial chamber being empty and the chambers being devoid is a very significant discovery, because pyramids were primarily built as royal tombs, and when there's no burial, it means a major failure occurred, or the purpose changed. The layer pyramid, with its empty core, becomes a witness to an unfulfilled royal ambition and provides us with extremely valuable information about the planning stages and how such projects could be abandoned in ancient Egypt. It tells a story about the construction process and intentions, not about a successful royal burial. The pyramid family, compared to the stars, Djoser and Sekhemkhet. This layer pyramid, folks, when compared to other pyramids from the same period, like Djoser's pyramid and Sekhemkhet's pyramid, shows us just how much the Egyptians were evolving in construction.
Archaeologists compare its design to Djoser's pyramid and Sekhemkhet's pyramid, and they speculate that it would have had 5 steps like the pyramids before it. The layer pyramid is considered an advanced version of the buried Sekhemkhet pyramid because it shows developments in complex underground structures, and at the same time, simplicity in construction methods. Djoser's pyramid was the first true pyramid in Egypt, evolving from a mere mastaba, and was built with stone. The layer pyramid continued this legacy of step pyramids. This comparison is very important to understand the layer pyramid's place in architectural history. It's not just another pyramid, it's a crucial link in the chain of evolution from mastabas to true pyramids. The observation that it shows developments in terms of complex subterranean structures and simplification in terms of construction methods shows you that this period was one of architectural innovation and development. So this layer pyramid, folks, is a vital archaeological marker for understanding how this transition and experimentation in construction occurred during the Third Dynasty. Its design, like the inclined passage and the complex underground structure, indicates that there was progress from the step pyramids before it. And this highlights how continuously learning and adapting ancient Egyptians' engineers were. The unfinished mystery. Why was it left like that? The point of major disagreement among experts is, was this pyramid completed or left unfinished for us? Some archaeologists, like Rainer Stadelmann, believe the pyramid was indeed completed, but others, like Miroslav Werner, believe the building was left unfinished due to the pharaoh's early death. This theory is supported by the absence of any burial in the burial chamber, and the lack of any archaeological findings. And the absence of the outer casing also indicates that it wasn't completed. There's another theory that suggests it might have been intended as a symbolic monument, not a tomb. This debate, folks, about whether the pyramid was complete or incomplete is directly linked to the length of Cabba's reign. If his reign was short, then the early death theory carries significant weight. Also, there are no inscriptions inside the pyramid, which makes it difficult for us to find definitive answers. The layer pyramid in its incomplete state isn't just an architectural detail, it reflects the historical uncertainties surrounding King Cabba himself. It's like a physical embodiment of a reign cut short or a project abandoned, and that makes it a very unique case study in ancient Egyptian royal burial practices and the circumstances faced by builders back then.
When archaeologists dug, tales of discoveries. Now let's see who discovered this pyramid and excavated it, and what they found. John Shea Paring was the first to examine this pyramid and the surrounding areas in 1839. After that, in 1848, Carl Richard Lepsius identified it as a pyramid and listed it as number 14 in his list of pyramids. Then, in 1896, Jacques de Morgan conducted further investigations and discovered the underground passages. In 1900, the Italian archaeologist Alessandro Barsanti continued the investigations, revealing the vertical shaft that leads to the burial chamber. And Barsanti concluded that this pyramid was never used because the passages were incomplete and no archaeological artifacts were found. Barsanti also claimed to have found a tablet with the name of King Gedefri, but later archaeologists cast doubt on that claim. And then in 1910 and 1911, George Reisner and Clarence Fisher conducted more detailed investigations, exploring the area around the pyramid. The important thing here, folks, is that the estimations of the dimensions and the underground chambers provided by Barsanti, Reisner, and Fisher differ significantly. Even the number of underground passages they reported isn't agreed upon. The mention of conflicting estimates and disagreement among these early excavators is a very important point. This isn't just a minor difference. It highlights the difficulties faced by early excavation methods and the possibility of misinterpretations or incomplete records. These complex and contradictory historical records add to the pyramid's mystery, making it difficult to reach definitive conclusions.
Mastaba Z500, the mysterious evidence. The primary evidence linking the layer pyramid to King Cabba comes from a mastaba called Z500. This mastaba is large and made of mud brick, located about 200 meters north of the pyramid. When they excavated this mastaba, they found many stone vessels and vases, especially alabaster vases, with the cartouche or Horus name of King Cabba. They also found 2 seal impressions with his name on them. Most researchers now believe that the layer pyramid was most likely built by King Cabba based on these findings, but other researchers believe that Mastaba Z500 itself might be Cabba's tomb and that this pyramid might belong to another unknown king. And some Egyptologists like Nabil Swellam suggest that Mastaba Z500 was a mortuary temple associated with the layer pyramid complex. The crucial point here, folks, is that Cabba's name was found in a nearby Mastaba Z500, not inside the burial chamber of the pyramid itself or on the pyramid's structure. And even though this is very strong evidence, because it's indirect, it leaves room for other theories. And the empty burial chamber in the pyramid further complicates the matter. So linking the layer pyramid to Cabba, though widely accepted, still relies on indirect archaeological evidence. This persistent mystery keeps the scientific debate going, adding to the enigma surrounding this site. The funerary complex. Where's the wall? The layer pyramid's funerary complex, folks, shows no trace of a surrounding wall. And that's very strange because such walls were present before and after it. It might have been plundered for its stone over time, or simply the wall was never built in the first place. And this happens a lot because the wall is usually the last thing to be built in a pyramid complex. There are also remains of mud brick walls on the eastern side of the pyramid, which suggests that there might have been a mortuary temple, but its remains are very faint. And around the layer pyramid, there are 5 cemeteries dating from the 1st dynasty to the Roman period. Only the late 3rd dynasty cemetery has large tombs, including 4 mud brick mastabas. And this is natural in a royal cemetery, as the royal family and high officials were buried there. The absence of a complete wall and the faint traces of a mortuary temple indicates that the entire funerary complex, not just the pyramid, was abandoned and never completed. And this gives us valuable information about the essential components of a royal burial complex in the 3rd dynasty and how their construction stages proceeded. And this incomplete view highlights the scale of the abandoned project and the impact of its halt.
In a military zone, a deepening mystery. Since 1964 and 1970, this pyramid and the surrounding area have become part of a restricted military zone. That means no one is allowed to excavate again, and access to the area is very limited. Can you imagine, folks? Military housing was built on top of the surrounding cemetery, and the access road to the site was used as a garbage dump. And this could have caused a disaster to the passages inside the pyramid. This situation, folks, embodies a major challenge in heritage management. How do we balance national security interests with heritage preservation and archaeological research? These military restrictions, while preventing unauthorized entry and possibly protecting the pyramid from some damage, have at the same time led to a significant lack of new archaeological research. And in some areas, it has led to the deterioration of the site due to misuse. This situation keeps the mystery surrounding this pyramid alive for scientists and fuels unofficial stories among the public. And this makes it a unique case of an archaeological site caught between its historical importance and modern military realities. The Round Pyramid and Egypt's Area 51, Popular Tales. Beyond the archaeological facts, this layer pyramid, folks, is surrounded by many unofficial stories and modern perceptions that add to its mystery and appeal. The locals there, as we said, call it the Round Pyramid or the Rubble Mound Pyramid. This name simply refers to its current state as a pile of rubble or a mound of debris. This is a practical observation from the people living there, and it differs from the official names, showing you how people view this monument in their cultural context.
It reflects the physical reality of the pyramid in the eyes of those living around it, providing a popular perspective that might conflict with complex scientific interpretations. And because it's in a restricted military zone and no one can enter, many people call it Egypt's Area 51. These access restrictions fuel speculation and unofficial stories. When there's not enough official information, people fill that void with imaginative modern narratives, like theories about hidden underground structures or secret purposes for the pyramid. The pyramid's incomplete state and the lack of definitive answers from official sources makes people imagine it as a place of hidden secrets. And this leads popular imagination to create elaborate, often fantastical interpretations that go beyond any archaeological evidence. This shows how limited access to historical sites can unintentionally lead to the spread of modern myths. The layer pyramid in this context has become a symbol of the enduring mystery surrounding many archaeological sites in Egypt, especially those with restricted access. Egyptian folklore and pyramids, but Cabba's pyramid has no old stories. Of course, we all know that there's a very rich Egyptian folklore about pyramids in general. Stories about them being tombs, their connection to the afterlife, and the power of kings. And there are also different theories about how they were built, from ramps and levers to even stranger theories about alien or divine intervention. And the pyramid texts found in pyramids like Unas's pyramid are part of this rich religious and funerary heritage.
But here's the important thing. There are no specific ancient legends or folktales directly associated with the layer pyramid of King Cabba himself. Unlike the famous pyramids that are surrounded by centuries of stories, the incomplete state of this pyramid and the historical mysteries surrounding it likely mean that it didn't enter the popular consciousness of the ancient Egyptians in the same way. Therefore, the unofficial stories surrounding it today are mostly modern speculations driven by the inaccessibility of the site and the general mystique of Egyptian pyramids, rather than deeply rooted ancient traditions. This distinction is important for understanding the nature of its folklore, which is largely shaped by contemporary conjectures. The bottom line, an ongoing mystery, folks. The layer pyramid of King Cabba is a truly unique archaeological monument. It embodies a very important period in ancient Egyptian history, and even though King Cabba's reign remains mysterious, the layer pyramid provides us with invaluable architectural insights into the early development of pyramid construction, showing us the practical challenges faced by ancient builders. Its incomplete state, the absence of any burial in it, and the scientific debate surrounding its ownership all contribute to its enigmatic character. It stands as a testament to a royal ambition that was never fully realized. Its location within a restricted military zone severely complicates modern archaeological research and can even contribute to the deterioration of the site at times. This highlights the ongoing challenge of balancing national security with heritage preservation. This limited access also fuels modern popular narratives, which is why it's sometimes referred to as Egypt's Area 51. This demonstrates how a lack of official information can lead to the spread of speculation. The layer pyramid, or the round pyramid as the locals call it, is not just a scientific enigma for archaeologists, it's also a constant source of public fascination and speculation. It's a powerful symbol of ancient ambition left unfulfilled, of potential unreached, and of secrets that remain, captivating both researchers and the public to this day. And it reminds us that history always offers more questions than definitive answers. I hope you enjoyed this topic, and stay tuned for many more secrets. Peace out.